Okay, so welcome. So this is a new channel actually. So this is the first video that I'm posting. I hope you guys like it, and if you don't, you can still guide me. I mean, I'll just listen and then be like, okay, I'll follow every guide. So today's topic it's gonna be based on the Sierra Leone bosses in bracket. Waka find boss, AK, Waka find boss, new boss we don't cannot talk now. Okay. So today we're gonna discuss the advantages and disadvantages. So let's see. So Waka Fine Bus initially when introduced there was 3 days free transport. Okay, so for 3 days straight, citizens were getting a free ride. Okay, it was easy, it was reasonable, free of cost. Jolly ride, everybody loved it. Okay, even I did. Okay, I had my own ride because it's free. Seriously, who doesn't love free things? Okay, so it was easy, it was reasonable, it was cheap, and it was free. Okay, for 3 days. So then after 3 days, it became 10,000. Okay, so let's go back to the beginning. Okay, before the Waka Finders came. Okay, before it was introduced, we were told that there were 42 buses to be introduced, to be brought. Okay, that have been brought in to the country. So 32 were supposed to be sent to the eastern part of Sierra Leone, and then 10 were supposed to be sent at the western part of Sierra Leone, since the eastern consume more population than the western. So that was what we hoped for. That was what everyone was hoping for. Okay, so that was clear. And then it came with the price tag. Okay, initially people were expecting the prices to be 5 leon or 3 leons, because compared to the local transports, we're paying 5 leons, okay, to other transportation, 5 leons. So since this was this is a government bus, we were expecting it to be 3 leons, 4 leons per ride, but it was initially said 10 leons per ride. Okay, and then rumors start speculating that, okay, since it's 10 leons per ride, maybe that 10 leons it's supposed to be two, like a dual ride. Okay, going and coming, while going and coming, but it's little unclear that it's only for one per ride. Okay, that was not easy to take. Okay, it was very difficult. People weren't happy with that. Okay, there were much complaints. They were saying like, it's a government transportation, it's supposed to be easy, it's supposed to be cheap, to be reasonable. And to be frank enough, with the price being 10 leons, it starts influencing the other public transport to increase their price. Okay, and here's a video where one of the officer for the transportation is being interviewed, and
they get them question, and he also as pattern of the 10,000, the 10 leons during the time where the bus get for begin they issue out tickets. So like kuna tell don't they get them questions there, so now you don't they respond to them questions.
Of course, it's not 10 leons. Waiting with the offer in terms of your own transportation services. It's second to none for the rest of the country. We know that, and sometimes you got to pay for your services then. We compare that to keke and bike. Bike, you negotiate your way. So bike, they actually get a fare where the government sets, same way as keke. But when you're urgent, you want to go some side, what's in bike charging, now you pay. Not that we want to use that as comparison, just to say, when we did a survey for passenger, what was most important to them among 4 things, and number 1 was safety. Number 2, that it should be available. 2, reliable. They forget comfort. And number 4 was price. So we not say price not the top most important thing for people that on transportation according to the survey. But that notwithstanding, the 10 years will feel say a fare because it take you, it can go. But right now, even they said perhaps now 7 years for going at all, there are sometimes it's not even available and you pay more than that. If one person at the front seats, per some put they will ask you to pay up to 20,000 leons.
Said that the price was constructed based on the survey made from people. Okay, and from his statement, I would like to disagree. Okay, he said put up people on the front seats, people would like to pay like 20 leons. No, I disagree on that. Okay, people don't pay 20 leons in front of the put up seats. Okay, 20 leons, that's a lot. Even if it's for Waterloo, we don't pay that much. And if he's comparing to the bike, yes, if you're urgent, if you're fast and you want to reach where you're going at a very fast rate, yes, the bike, we usually do a bargain. Okay, here's a bargain. It's an agreement where it's a willing demand. Okay, but as for them, it's not willing. It's like a standard price. You can't go beyond, you can't go above. It's just a standard price of 10 leones. Whereas the bike, the other taxis, we have to bargain, we have to debate on the price, and then we reach at a very level conclusion. So this is where the misunderstanding comes, and this is where the differences come for the Waka Fine bus. And according to their motto as written on the bus, it said that it's fast, it's safe, and it drives people at a very fast rate. Okay, right. But that's far from what
Made a headway for be between 10 minutes in between bus, not necessarily 10 minutes as a bus stop. So that means say you then reach at the bus stop, 2 minutes is maximum, therefore don't load, then go regardless whether it's full or not, because we know after 10 minutes.
So from the interview, the man stated that the buses are supposed to take 10 minutes en route and should be take probably 4 minutes for other buses to arrive, so there should be no wait. But that's far from what his statement says. Okay, people will be waiting on that line for like hours, minutes. I've already said hours, so let's stick with that. For hours waiting for the bus to return, but there will be no buses. Okay, you'll be like waiting. And if people, the problem here is, if we're going to pay our money in 10 leones, which is a much higher price, then you guys should be on time. The buses should be on time. There should be no delay. There should be no waste of time, because you'll be there waiting for them and they won't be there. And let's not forget, if there's a choice like that, there are other vehicles, there are other cabs to grab, and then people won't be there waiting, but they aren't. So you have no choice, you have no option but to stay there, but to stand on that line till the bus arrives, God knows when. I'll show you guys just how long the line can be. Here's a video. See how long people stand in line.
200,000. We get 30 people left. 300,000, 30 people left.
And all this constraint, all this suffering is happening because the other vehicles, the other transportation have been diverted to the old road. Okay, listen to what this other lady has to say.
Tell viewers what you observe about the bus.
I feel good about the bus, but the constraint be too much this morning. They come up from Hastings to Lightfoot Boston Street. I be get a lot of constraint because they divert all the public transports in our old road. And during that process, the old road be choke, we make I not able to reach to my destination. Now I return back now. I not able to take class today. I don't know waiting at the issue, because they tell we say they don't, because of this bus they divert all the public transports in our old road.
So according to her, it's a strain. And the other problem at hand is the limitation of the Waka Fine bus only at Calbaton last station. Okay, and here is a video of a guy being interviewed.
We are inside, so I not get constrained. The only thing I think of probably now when I go left me Calbaton for fend me way for go Waterloo back. I don't know what thing will be the constraint.
Okay, so after the 3 days, the price get for be 10 leones. So what do you think about that?
The price is not bad. The price is not bad as long as able to take me to my destination within the fastest possible time. We not get problem with the price. Now the comfort and the.
Okay, from his interviewed, you can clearly hear him saying that it's a constraint to them being living at Waterloo because the Waka Fine bus can't reach at Waterloo. Okay, after being dropped by the Waka Fine bus at Calbaton last station, they have to find it and they have to find another car, Poda, because that's the only easy transportation that can reach there to take them to their destination. And here now, the problem lies here now is that the Poda drivers and apprentices are charging them double, knowing the fact that they are being there because they were dropped by Waka Fine bus. So they charge them double, like 11 leons, 10 leons to take them to Waterloo. Even though the distance have been halfway covered, okay, they still charge them. Because if you take the Puda in town, Bombay town, okay, they will charge you only 11,000 to take you to Waterloo straight, and that's a far distance. That's much like, yeah, it's reasonable for it to be 11,000. But from Calbaton last station, it's supposed to be around 7 leons, 6 leons to take you there. But since they are aware to them that you have taken the Waka Fine bus, they will charge you 11,000. And as much as I would love to talk about the negative aspects of the Waka Fine bus, let's give them a credit, okay? The buses are very comfortable. The drivers drive safely, okay? There's safety there. Unlike the local transportation where you have the driver driving at a very fast rate, at a very fast speed. And then even if you communicate it with them like, Bubble, let's start now. This you the one hard. And they send the other. Okay, that's the time they increase the speed. That's the time they go high, okay? They don't. But at Waka Fine bus, the speed is very limited. It's drive at a very safe space. And also, let's also give them the space in the car, okay? The buses have enough seats. And it's very comfortable to each and everyone, okay? You can be seated there, having your own seat, free breeze, nice odor, unlike the Poda and other transportation where you have to choke yourself, like 5-5 compulsory, whether you like it or not. It's 5-5 for other vehicles. Okay, so that's where Waka Fine bus beats them. It beats them there. Okay, yeah, you have your freedom, and you also have some where you have to charge. That's also, if they add Wi-Fi, then that's where you have more people, okay? More people will be there with Wi-Fi. They just have to add it, okay? Unlike the Buddha, you have to choke up. And also, let's give it to them, okay? If I'm gonna speak, if I'm gonna talk like this lady,
so cool and safe. The driver drive fine, and I enjoy the ride, man.
Okay, so what do you observe about the bus?
Well, I observe what quiet, no ala, peaceful. We all come peaceful and we enjoy the ride. We dey struggle so much for transport business, but now it don't make it.
before we were having a much strain for transportation. Like, even though their prices is high, but like normal time we have to fight for transportation, okay? We'll be running up and down behind the taxis, behind the poda, just to have transportation. And it was very constraining, it was very difficult, okay? And even if you succeed, okay, you succeed to earn yourself that seat, to earn yourself a place in that car, you'll be pushed away. And then maybe perhaps you go in there and they're like squeeze up, okay? And let's say for the Puda in Bombay part, okay, when going to town, you find it, especially during evening hour, you find it very difficult to catch a transport, to catch a cab, to catch Puda, okay? The apprentice will be pushing you out, like you can't come in. So that's where Waka Fine bus brings in a much easier and safer way. Because Waka Fine bus, you don't have to fight. You don't have to, you aren't going to be pushed out. You ain't going to be pushed away by anyone, okay? Here, you have to, the only thing you have to do, you have to stand in a queue and then buy your ticket. When the bus arrives, you walk in. It's optional, okay, for the standing place. I'm gonna give it to them, okay? For the standing side, it's optional. They ask you, if you want to stand, come in. If you don't want to, then stay. Okay, so we give it to them. It's true. With the arrival of Waka Fine bus, it's become easier. But at the same time, it becomes more difficult because the buses aren't enough for the people. Okay, there are many people. So if there are more buses, and then there won't be any problem, okay? So the only difficulty in here is the less of buses. We need more buses. And then people won't have anything to complain about because it has comfort. So we're hoping, in my own aspect, I'm hoping that by the next 3 to 4 months, with the much money, with the much gain they are getting, the government should be able to buy more buses, to get more buses for the masses because the people are very many and the buses aren't enough. And by rumor, the 42 buses which rumorly said were supposed to be brought in and weren't brought in, okay? The 32 bus which allegedly to become to the eastern part isn't 32 anymore, okay? So if I'm going to take a probable guess, it should be around 10 bus running. Okay, that 10 bus is not enough for the eastern population. There are many eastern picking that we boku. And now they do for we. We need boku bus. So make Papa government use that money where they get now. Or buy more buses there. That way, people that will get them more easier. 3. Okay, I learned this from the Chinese movie. I should probably stop watching Chinese movie. Of course not. I love those people.